A train barrels into a truck crossing the tracks in Baltimore County. The explosion heard miles away. WJZ investigates, is this a freak accident or are ungated crossings an accident waiting to happen? Tonight, investigator Mike Helgren uncovers what really happens at these crossings and why we're seeing trouble on the tracks.
May 28th. Tragedy struck in Baltimore County.
There's been a terrible train accident.
Oh, God! Something just exploded.
John Alban Jr. drove his truck across these tracks in Rosedale like he had so many times before. He narrowly escaped with his life, but the impact caused a massive train loaded with chemicals to derail and explode.
Anybody that don't stop there and look back and forth, they're out of their mind.
And it's not only a problem in Maryland, the danger is real. Across the country, on average, there are more than 5 accidents at railroad crossings every day.
They're trying to beat the train before it comes across the road. I mean, I've seen it, I've done it.
This Rosedale crossing had no gates. WJZ found only 1 in 5 Maryland crossings do. WJZ's research revealed 178 accidents at Maryland crossings in the past 10 years. During our investigation, WJZ staked out ungated crossings and watched time and time again as drivers casually crossed the tracks without a second look. Our cameras captured cars speeding over ungated tracks in Jessup, most drivers never pausing to see if a train is coming. In Halethorpe, watch this bus. It never comes to a required stop before crossing the tracks. And in Dundalk, tracks without gates run through busy neighborhoods near schools, and in many cases, cars and trucks never even slow down.
It's just common practice to jump over those tracks.
Along Chesterwood Road in Baltimore County, the warning signs and pavement markings are badly in need of repair. If you're coming up to this crossing, you can see the vegetation is overgrown. And this is the sign that's supposed to warn you of an oncoming train. You can't even see it. Dr. Alan Zaremski, who heads the University of Delaware's Railroad Safety Program, says putting gates everywhere is impractical and expensive. He says the main problem is drivers who don't pay attention. In Rosedale, the trucker admitted talking on his cell phone through a hands-free device.
It's suicidal. A freight train, even going at a modest speed, will not be able to stop in sight distance.
So what's being done about it? State agencies tell WJZ nothing new after the Rosedale crash, although they have ongoing programs to evaluate crossings and replace worn-out signs. That frustrates some lawmakers.
And I can tell you, I get a little nervous every time I go over. It takes a disaster to get politicians' attention.
Leaving the thousands who speed over ungated tracks across this state largely on their own. Mike Helgren, WJZ Eyewitness News.
Now, CSX, which owns the railroad passing through Rosedale, told WJZ it encourages drivers to obey traffic laws and is always working to prevent collisions. Right now, the company is suing John Alban Jr., saying he was incompetent to operate his company's trucks in a safe manner.